Hi, welcome to 26 Ways to Draw a Letter, brought to you by Secura. I'm Lisa and today we're going to draw the letter D. Now, before we dive in, I just want to mention real quick that I know that many of those letter forms that we're creating are not useful. I mean, you can't use them on wedding invitations or whatever you plan to do with your letters. But that's not the point. The point is to have fun and to upgrade the muscle memory in your hand, okay? So you're going to use a couple of fine liners. I got the Secura Pigment Microns here and a piece of paper, and per usual you can download the practice sheet for free and the caption if you want to draw along with me. Okay, letter D. Let's go. So my tools for the day are the Pigment Micron size 12 and size 8, same as the other times. Now, the letter D, like I told you, is both a straight line and a curved one, half a circle and a straight line. And with that in mind, the first letter form that popped into my head was imagine half a slice of lemon or orange. So this is the peel, and then just drawing lines from the middle of the straight line and out to the peel. There. Also thinking about making a thicker D that sort of almost goes into itself. And it sounds weird, I know, but follow me. Up and around and back. There. Another thing that popped into my head was the symbol for play on, buttons. It's sort of D, right? Like that. And I'm gonna fill it in with black so I can alter the shape a little bit and then filling it in until it's all black. And just so you know, I know this doesn't look quite like a D, but you have to use your imagination, because what we're doing here is altering and expanding our view of what a letter could look like in order to enhance the creativity that you need to shape other letters that are perhaps more common but still unique. Speaking of which, here's a script D. I'm making the stem or the spine, if you will, a little bit thicker. There. And for the symmetry of it, I'm also gonna make this line a little bit thicker. Something like that. This is called for calligraphy, in case you didn't know. It's where you essentially draw an extra line to make some lines thicker, which is what a brush pen does normally, but you can also do it with a fine liner. Okay, I'm thinking pure lines here in the perhaps some shape of a D. Let's see. So I'm gonna have to make these lines shorter and shorter as I go. Shorter and shorter. There, a D. And a big one coming up. Big outline. And then I figure, let's make a small window here. Yeah. So this D has quite the heavy bottom and also heavy on the right side. Going with the lines again, I'm shifting to my size 8 and sort of just making this half circle smaller and smaller. and smaller. Trying to keep a steady hand, not to let the lines cross. There. And the other D I was thinking about, yeah, I'm switching to size 12 again, and I'm doing a D that's almost a little bit of a triangular one, like that. Not making it too thick, but rather thin. And perhaps we should add a nice, huge shade to this as well. There. Imagining the shade falling to the left and the bottom of the letter. There. I'm not quite pleased with the shade down to the right here. Shouldn't be that much shade to the right. But perfection has no home here. So I'm just gonna go with the flow. And it's this part that I'm talking about. It's too much to the right, but never mind. Okay, look. Here's the bottom, and here is, so I'm making the bottom, and now I'm drawing the top of this D, which is gonna be like ice cream, melting ice cream, I think. Like that. And up. And also the drips in here. And there, and a tiny one there. Switching to the size 8, I'm gonna, let's see, yeah, from that one, I'm gonna make the bottom of this D look like the cone of the ice cream, perhaps. It's not like this D is shaped like an ice cream. It's just looking like a D that someone poured ice cream over. And drawing those straight lines with approximately the same distance from each other is such a great exercise to build muscle memory in your hand. So even though the letters might be weird looking, it's a brilliant exercise for your eyes and for your hand. Okay, I'm going further with this food thought, and now I'm seeing in my mind a D that looks like a cheese. So I'm doing the lines kind of weird here because they are gonna give you the illusion of holes in the cheese. Just follow me. There. And the bottom up and a little bit down along this side too. And to enhance the cheese look, I am gonna add some more holes. There and there and there. Okay, next thing is not food but anatomy, the human anatomy, because I was thinking that an ear sort of is D-shaped, right? So I'm making a D, no, okay, so this is more of a D that is a little bit shaped like an ear, rather than it's an ear shaped like a D, but either way, you get it. Now I'm thinking circular motion, where I'm drawing one big circle that's almost closing, And all we need to turn it into a D is one straight line there. And on the opposite of that, here's a D with no curved lines whatsoever, just straight lines in angles. And I am picking the size 8 here and drawing, almost looks like web, like spider web, from each of these little corners made by the lines, and I'm just throwing the spider web into the spine of this D. There. And now we're gonna make a rather big script D. I don't know, no, perhaps not script, but just follow me, you'll get it. So this is a spine, making it a little bit thicker, as you can see there. This could almost be a P if I made the spine a little bit longer, which I won't, of course. And also adding some thickness here. I don't really want to close the gap, I want to leave it open. And filling in. There. And a little bit thicker. Yeah, that's okay. That'll have to do. Okay, anatomy again. Look, a small or rather narrow D could also be shaped into an I. So we got a D ear, and now we get a D eye as well. Okay, I want a big one here. A big and rather firm D. And starting with 90-degree angle, and then out from here making a half circle. Oh, it's not a perfect half circle, but never mind. And the inside of this D, there. Okay, so now I'm thinking I'm gonna draw lines here that are slowly going to be further and further apart. So the first one here is several lines that are sort of clogged up together, and then the next line is pretty close to that one and a little bit further away, and the next one is even more distant from the other, and so on. You get the point, right? And then we're starting with the same method up here, closely. A little more distance, a little more distance, and even more distance, right? And closing it off with that one. There. It's kind of easy to write effect, but it's also a good looking one. And here, this D is a hanger. Never quite thought of a hanger as a D before, did you? Well, it is. Okay. Next up, I'm doing sort of a variation of the script D above, where I don't want to make ends meet here, and this time I'm making that line thicker. And I'm picking up the size 8 because I want to make a pattern inside. So with the smaller sized tip, I'm just going with curved lines, I think, that are almost like woven into each other, or well, just make it up as you go. Curved lines in different directions. And curvy here too. And while I'm doing this, I'm contemplating the next letter form. I want to really tweak the shape. So I'm making a D that's short but very, very wide. And I have a circle there. Picking up the size 8 again to make a few lines in each end. There. And the same in this end. There. Okay. What if we made a branch? So this is a tree branch. That will be the spine of this D. And I'm thinking we could like make almost not like a flag, but if it was some sort of sheet or fabric that were tied to this branch. Look, like this. There and there. And then we're just gonna have to tie it onto the branch. I have to use the size 8 here. There and there. That is also a D. And now I'm thinking that this D could be made up by 2 slightly curved lines that are a little bit thicker. One is that there and the other one is here. I made that one thicker. So I'm just gonna go along with that stumble and let it be a part of the dance, which means that I'm gonna have to make lines, draw them here as well. There. And now I'm making a D. With also a few more dimensions like this. There and there and there, and pretending that this is the highest point of that D. And making some of them, filling some of them out with lines, and the other one just let them be blank. There. I'm thinking that you could also make a D out of 3 straight lines. The straight lines, however, don't have to be even and smooth. They can be like this, weird looking. It's like you've torn a paper or something. but the shape of the D itself is still 3 straight lines. There, 2 lines, and I'm drawing the third one here. Not sure why I went with this wonky line, but anyway, you got yourself another D. 3 left. Okay, let's make a rather serious looking, sturdy black D with, okay, not serifs, but serif inspired details. So I'm trying to, get a decent outer shape. Not succeeding very well, but never mind. That one should be thicker and thicker. So, see where I'm going? Ha! Right now, all I can see is an A that's lying on the side. Which is not. It's not. It's a D. It's a D. You just have to unsee the A on its side first, and then you can see it's a D. Let's fill it in, all black. And I only have 2 more to go. Perhaps we should pick up the balloon again. Just gonna finish this up. There. Yeah, a balloon D. There. Some lines and there. Balloon D. Okay, last one. Last one, I was thinking kind of a moon-shaped D. Not a full or half moon, but look, so there's one curved line and another curved line. Not really sure that it looks like a moon. Either way, let's just add some lines. Tiny lines for shade so that the surface seems a little bit curved as well, not only the letter form. Okay, everyone, 26 different Ds. Way to go, you!